Welcome back. So today we're diving deep into the Amethyst Codes. Formulas for Consciousness Evolution by Mr. 76. You know, a lot of you have told us you feel like you've seen the cracks in the system, but you're maybe missing the practical steps, the actual blueprint. So our mission here is to find that architecture, to help you move from being, well, what the book calls a spiritual tourist, to becoming a true conscious architect. There's a great quote right at the start. Awakening is not a belief, it's a system to be built.
That really nails it, doesn't it? That's the core idea we're unpacking today. This source, it tries to translate these often, abstract spiritual ideas into actual actionable processes, like inner algorithms for mastering yourself. We're moving from just talking about what is truth to the real practical question. Okay, how do I actually live this?
Right. Okay, so let's get into the first big hurdle the book identifies, the Cognitive Dissonance Analysis Formula, or CDAF. This sounds like the framework for dealing with that.
That inner conflict, yeah. Between your gut feeling, your intuition, and what maybe years of programming have told you is real. Exactly. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how the book shows that this resistance, this dissonance, it isn't random. It actually manifests in structured, predictable ways, defense mechanisms, in detail 6. But 2 really stand out initially. First is the ad hominem dismissal. We all know this one, right?
Right.
Attacking the person, oh, they're an idiot, or, the classic tinfoil hat wearer, just to avoid dealing with the actual information.
Yeah, deflect and dismiss. And the second one you mentioned.
That's the illusory demand for evidence. This one's a bit more subtle. It's when you, or someone else, sets this completely arbitrary, impossible standard for proof. You say, show me the evidence, but then you reject anything that doesn't come from this very narrow list of pre-approved sources.
So it effectively blocks any genuinely new or challenging information from even getting a look in. Understanding that structure, just recognizing it when it pops up, either out there or, importantly, in your own thinking, that's presented as the starting block.
Precisely. You have to see the walls before you can dismantle them. And from there, from sort of disarming those initial defenses, we can pivot to upgrading the internal operating system. That's where the formula for the awakened mind, FAM, comes in. It's presented as a model to, measure sovereign living, if you will. It calculates this awakening score, let's call it $8, based on things like your level of self-awareness in dollars and your critical thinking into dollars ability. Oh, but there's a key part to that formula, right? The division by trauma impact, it's not just S plus C, it's S plus C divided by T. Why structure it like that? Why is trauma a divisor? That's a really crucial point. The book argues that unintegrated trauma isn't just a setback, it's like a constant drag on the whole system. So if your trauma impact score is high, you need exponentially more self-awareness, claiming critical thinking, clinging to dollars, just to function at a baseline level of, let's say, coherence. It basically makes the whole process of awakening, of building that internal system, significantly harder. It raises the difficulty setting.
Wow, okay. That really emphasizes the need to address trauma directly. So once we understand that calibration, let's talk about managing the actual energy, the emotions, the emotional alchemy formula, EAF. This is pretty radical too. It frames things like shame, rage, grief, not as weaknesses you need to sort of bypass or suppress, but as, quote, raw, potent reservoirs of energy.
Yes. Alchemy, not avoidance. That's the key. It's about transmutation.
Yeah.
And the formula itself, EAF plus $3, shows how. It depends on felt presence, really being in your body with the sensation and active processing, BA. Critically, you have to subtract resistance. If you're resisting the feeling, you can't transform it.
So that felt presence is key. You have to actually feel it physically, not just think about it.
Exactly. Without that anchor in the body, you're just intellectualizing. And the practical technique linked to this is somatic mapping of emotion.
Right. Can you say a bit more on that?
It's essentially a practice to move the emotion from being this abstract story in your mind into a tangible physical sensation located somewhere in your body. Once you can locate it and feel it as pure energy, then you can work with it, let it move, transform it into fuel, basically.
Okay, so you do the internal work, you start transforming that energy, but then you need to protect that progress. This is where the energetic boundary code, EBC, comes in. Protecting, as the book says, the sacred ground you have fought so hard to clear.
Because an unguarded energy field, it just gets depleted, right?
Yeah.
You become permeable, easily influenced or drained by external stuff. The formula here, B equals plus occasions plus C, looks complex, but the core idea is that effective boundaries need 2 things multiplied: self-clarity, knowing who you are and what's okay for you, and intentional protection.
And it's not just about defense, is it? There's conscious exchange, CA boosting it, and leakage points weakening it. It's more like an active energy management system.
That's a great way to put it. It's dynamic, not just a wall. And for that intentional protection part, the book offers a really simple, practical ritual. The daily amethyst veil visualization.
Ah, the amethyst veil. What does that involve?
It's pretty straightforward. It's about taking a moment each morning to consciously set an intention, visualizing this protective veil or field around you, and stating clearly internally something like, "Only energies of love, light, and my highest good may enter my space today." It's a simple act, but it's a conscious assertion of your energetic sovereignty.
Setting that intention daily.
Okay, so pulling all these threads together, what's the bigger picture? What's the point of all these codes and formulas? Ultimately, the book argues it's about shifting you from just understanding truth conceptually to actually embodying it in your daily life. It's really a systematic guide to self-authorship, building your own sovereign reality.
Right, becoming the architect. And if that self-mastery, that internal system you've built, is the engine, the book hints at the validation being its external effect under the Conscious Contribution Code, CCC. So maybe the final thought for you to consider is this. As you build this coherent, clear internal system, how does that coherence, that clarity, just naturally start to flow outward? How does it become a beneficial, maybe even catalytic force in the world around you, maybe shifting things just through your presence alone?